Hi, welcome back to the Algebra channel, where we help the weakest students in the mathematics class. Okay, solve for b in the equation b minus 15 equals 71. Our strategy is to solve or manipulate the equation so that the unknown variable is on one side of the equation, which is in this case b, this the unknown variable, while the known values are on the other side. Known values here is 15 and also 71. So put the unknown variable on the left hand side and then put the known values on the right hand side, and don't forget the algebraic properties of the real numbers here on the left hand side. So let's try and solve this one. So b minus 15 equals 71. By looking at the equation, by inspecting, in order to isolate b, we need to remove the negative 15 from the left hand side of the equation, and the way to remove that is to add 15 to the left hand side of the equation, and in so doing, in order to maintain the balance, the right hand side of the equation, left hand side to the right hand side, we must also add 15 to the right hand side of the equation. There, and that is our strategy. Then by that time we will be able to isolate the b on the left hand side of the equation. Okay, so b minus 15, always put a parenthesis here so that it will be easier for you to, you will have this confusion later on. Then you add 15 to the entire left hand side of the equation, and then since you added 15, you also add 15 to the right hand side since you added 15 to the left hand side. So that's it. So the equation is still balanced because whatever you added here on the left hand side, you added to the right hand side. And don't forget this parenthesis here, because you need to add this to the entire item here, because later on if there's a division there, how would you operate your PEMDAS if you don't keep track of the quantities using the parenthesis? Again, always use the parenthesis to avoid future confusion. Alright, let's proceed. So this now becomes b. Of course you know why that's b, because that's b minus 15 plus 15 is just b, and then the other hand, on the other side 71 plus 15 is of course 86. So then that is our answer, 86, because you have already isolated the unknown variable on the left hand side and all the known values on the right hand side. Alright, so I would like to, before we proceed with checking, we always check our solutions anyway. This is already the answer, but we need to do some checking. But before we do some checking, I would like to share with you the concept of transposition as a shortcut to solving basic equations. Okay, now that we have cleaned up the board, I would like to share with you the concept of transposition. It's a shortcut. So if you want to move values and variables from the left hand side of the equation here, from the left hand side to the right hand side of the equation, if you want to move, let's say 15, you have to move 15, right? And then from the left hand side to the right hand side, what did we do? You remove 15 in our standard way method by adding 15 to the entire left hand side and adding 15 to the entire right hand side. That's how it's done as a standard procedure, but let me share with you a constant. It's called transposition. So for transposition, it's actually easy for transposition. Here, what do you do when you transpose? if this is minus 15 here, if this is minus 15, and you want to transpose it to the other side, okay, then if this is a minus here, then this is an addition here, transposing it to the other side. That's the net effect, the net effect of what we have done by adding 15 to both sides of the equation. So if you transpose negative 15, since that is negative, it becomes positive when you cross the equation sign, right? From the left hand side to right hand side. So B equals 71 plus 15. That's how we're doing it. 71 plus 15. So what we do to the 15, we transposed 15 here to the right hand side. So it's now B equals 71 plus 15. So that's the transposition. The only thing that you should take care of when you do transposition is make sure that you always have parentheses when you transpose. You keep the original and the expressions within a parenthesis so that you'll not be confused, because when you add 15 to the left hand side or you transpose it to the right hand side, that's the effect. Transpose it to the right hand side plus 15, like in this case, then this is added to the entire right hand side equation. Now if there is some parentheses here with division and multiplication, then you must include the entire thing with the parentheses, then you add the 15, because you're adding it to the entire right hand side. You're transposing it from the left hand side, you add it to the right hand side. Now it's the same process, it's a similar process if you actually transpose to the other side of the equation, and if it is an addition on the left hand side, then it will be an subtraction on the right hand side. For example, this is an example. You have number x plus 32 equals 7. Now if you transpose this to the right hand side, then since you're now on the opposite side of the equation, if this is a positive, then you must change the opposite, so this will be negative 32, right? So this will be x, transpose x to the right hand side, that's 7, then that is a positive 32, so it's now 7, this plus 32, so it's now minus 32. So look at this one, you change the operation. Is it positive? Now it's I hope I just have to do this once and will be proficient with it. So for example, this is an example, right? X divided by 3 equals 30. So you want to transpose x to the other side of the equation. So since this is a division, then you will do here a multiplication. This is div, this is multiplication. So in effect, when you transpose, this will be now x equals 30 times 3. See? Okay. This is division, this is now multiplication. Just try to include this in a parenthesis, because you know it's the entire thing that you're going to multiply. Okay, so if it is here for the equation, if it is plus, it becomes a minus. If it becomes a minus, it becomes a plus. It becomes, if it is division, it becomes a multiplication. If it's multiplication, it becomes a division. It's the inverse process when you transpose to the other side of the equation. Okay. So that's a trick there, a shortcut. But again, the standard is you add 15 to the left hand side. You add also you need also You also need to add 15 to the right hand side. Whatever you do to the left hand side, you do to the right hand side, you do also to the right hand side. And that is the standard form. I'm just showing you the transposition as a shortcut. Now, until you're familiar or you're proficient with a shortcut, then please, try to use the standard way of doing it. That means you do the operations, you apply it to both sides of the equation. So now we do some checking, right? We do some check. So did we have 86 before? So we check. Did we get 86 for B? So to check. So B minus 15, 71. So you this is positive 86. So this 86 minus 15, is that equal to 71? So that is 71 equals 71. Then therefore you have cross check it. Check. Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake there. So it's positive 86. Okay, so that's it. Let's solve more problems. You ask your friends to subscribe to our channel so that they would know. They would also learn how to solve problems like this. Thank you, and see you in the next problem.